Up until 1941, it was a man's world. If a boy and a girl applied for the same job, they wouldn't even take the girl in or consider her. They just let the boy in the door, and that would be it. And they thought it can't be done if a man doesn't do it, and they found out that was all wrong. There's nothing that we couldn't do. There's nothing we wouldn't do. Hitler had said that he wouldn't have any trouble defeating America because American women couldn't produce. I think we showed Hitler what American women were made of. And I've been asked, did you realize what an icon Rosie the Riveter would become? We weren't doing it for honors or awards. We were doing it to save our country. I grew up during the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl, and the stock market crash. It wasn't a pleasant time in our life, but we didn't know any different. I was 17 years old when I left North Dakota. Us girls decided, let's go to Seattle for the summer, it should be fun. When war was declared, our determination to do what was needed for our country made us very proud, and we stayed through the whole war. When I first went to Boeing, they teach us how to drill, use a drill, and then they teach us how to use a rivet gun. They put us right in with these huge bombers. We had to wear the bandanas, that was for safety, so if a drill came and got into your hair, it would just pull the gob right out. And we all became Rosie the Riveters. It wasn't my job or your job. It was our job. Every man, woman, and child just picked up and did what they could do. We all had boys, brothers, uncles, or somebody out there fighting in the Pacific or over in Europe, and we knew that they needed the equipment, which made us very proud. Even though it's a piece of metal or something that bonds you, that whole time in my life, I think the B-17 was part of it. I remember when the war was over, a lot of the men, they kept their jobs, which we didn't begrudge. I mean, they earned it. But now Rosies had nothing. It just wasn't fair because, there was no place for a lot of these, especially these widows. They had no place to go, no income. The men came home to parades and flying flags, and Rosie came home with the pink slip. It just wasn't fair. They didn't acknowledge us at all. All of a sudden, one day, I decided to do something about it. I would write to anybody and everybody who would listen to me. Some would say, thank you for your duty, and that would be the end. Someone just ignored me. But that didn't stop me. I just kept going until we got recognition. And not too long, that Boeing really picked up on me.
For us, I feel like this is our culmination event. We've watched Mae from advocating for the Congressional Gold Medal and to be able to be here with them, to see the smiles on their faces, for us to come in as a sponsor and to support these women. That's how we give back to them for doing what they did all those years ago.
The most exciting part about this Congressional Gold Medal and honoring Rosie the Riveters has been to meet the Rosies. You do catch that we can do it spirit. That's what we want to instill in our kids, is I can do anything that I put my mind to.
I'm so proud of all you Rosies. You've changed the world, and you've changed the life of all the young women and the women and young girls.
I was a riveter, and we worked on a B-25.
I was just out of high school. I was a riveter. We wanted the war to be quickly over so our boys could come back home.
Well, see, I was a clerk typist, so I really wasn't one of the welders or anything, but they said we also contributed to the war effort.
So many women didn't know that they were Rosie. They've recruited women all over from every state. They made the engines, they made the electrical system, they made the tires and ammunition. That was a dangerous job. The ones in the shipyards, that was hard. They were welders. So many was just stunned when they found out they were Rosie.
Well, it's really amazing because you're not expecting it.
Never. I never imagined that anything like this would ever happen.
My name is Raya Kenny, and we are working to get a memorial built to the over 18 million civilian women who stepped up during the war.
It all started in 5th grade. I was assigned a school project to build a model monument to someone or something that hadn't been recognized in DC. And so I started researching, and I learned about over 80 different industries that women were breaking into for the first time during the war, and I was enamored. And so I built my model to them, and my teacher sort of flippantly said, you know, you should really try to get this built. And 12 years later, that's what we've been doing. And now we have all this support and all these people and all of this stuff that's happened, and there's no turning back now.
Raya likes what we're doing, and she's a shining example of what we're trying to promote. And it's wonderful to see somebody. We can use her as an example of what young people can do. She's got what it takes to do it. And we're just going to be there to help her every inch of the way. We'll help her raise the funds.
So now that we have the Rosie the Riveter Congressional Gold Medal, it's time for the next step. The Rosies did it for us, so now let us do it for them.
Mae Krier. She is the reason I keep going sometimes, because even when I want to give up, she says, you can't. She won't let me, even if I wanted to at this point. She's like, no. She's passing the torch on to me. Astronomical pressure, but completely worth it.
I'm elated over the medal, but that journey getting there, that was just fabulous, all the wonderful people I met. I've done so much and seen so much. It's just like a dream. It's like a dream world.
Is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't?
You haven't even scratched the surface.